Owain, first of all, looking back at the Motherwell game last weekend, you'll be keen to put things right going into the Hearts game this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. It's Motherwell are probably the only side all season who have sort of had the better of us, and that's the way it's worked out in all three games. Really, it happens sometimes in a season that there'll be a certain side who enjoy playing against you, or vice versa. And Motherwell seem to have been that team this year, so nothing's really changed. Because of how well we've done for the majority of the season, it almost gave us that cushion of when this little spell came. We were obviously hoping it didn't, but it has. But we're still above most of the teams, because of the good work we've done previously. Now, this little run can't carry on going, otherwise teams will start to pass us, as Motherwell did last week. But we're fine. We're feeling good. We're feeling confident. We're feeling just ready to go again, really.
It's a strange one, really, because over the last couple of weeks, you haven't been picking up the wins, but you have been playing good football and still creating the chances. So it is there. It is going to happen.
We hope so. Yeah. We're confident of that happening. We're just going back sort of a month, 2 months ago, speaking to all the players, and the team hasn't changed since then. Only one or two. We've got a lot of faith in each other. We're stepping out on the pitch and feeling really comfortable with our teammates and thinking we can go out and score goals and win games. Hasn't quite been the case just recently, but I think what the league is showing just now is it is a little bit inconsistent. Celtic apart, everybody else is slightly inconsistent. That's why everyone is bunched together. It's just the way we seem to have done it right at the start of the season. Couldn't win in the first 7, haven't won in our last few. Whereas everyone else has maybe been more in and out of win one, lose one, draw one. It makes for a really interesting back end of the season with everybody fighting for that European spot. And as I said, we're comfortable going into this period.
Yeah, from the outside looking in, it does look like it's going to be a very exciting end to the split anyway, with all those sides competing for top 6 places. Is it the same on the park as well? Do you relish that kind of that battle?
Absolutely. We could finish anywhere in the league. There's no question about that, apart from top and bottom, really. But as I said, the team this season, it really hasn't changed that much, and the way that we have been playing has been pretty good on a whole. If we take the Motherwell game out of it, probably more disappointed with the result against Kilmarnock than we were against Motherwell. Mm-hmm. Sometimes if you're quite comfortably beaten, you accept that more than when you play really well and sort of get hit by a bit of a sucker punch, which happened last week. But as I said, we've got good games coming up. We're playing against teams now, between now and the end of the split, where none of these sides have beaten us this season. So that gives us a little boost. It's only Celtic, Motherwell and St Mirren who have managed to beat us in the league. So we'll take a lot of heart in sort of that record and do all we can to make sure it continues.
There's been 3 draws against Caledonian Thistle and Hearts this season. When you look at the games in the league, both have had dramatic late equalisers. Not for the faint-hearted, these games this season, that's for sure.
No, not really, and I think all 3 have been similar games in terms of maybe Hearts have played the prettier football, but we've created the better chances. So it really does make for an interesting game, and Hearts will be like any other team over the last few weeks in the division, thinking one win can sort of stick you right back in the mix and put you in a good position going into the remainder of the game. So we have to make sure that we counter that. By all accounts, it's a good place to play football, and can be a tremendous atmosphere. We know from the game at Easter Road, the semi-final, the amount of noise that the Hearts fans can make. And our away record has been pretty impressive this season, so hopefully we'll take that into Saturday.
Does the Hearts get the semi-final come into your thinking at all? Does that still hurt you? Yeah.
Not really. It's sort of something maybe we can look back on at the end of the season and think, we know how close we were to get into the final, but we're not the first team to lose in a semi-final. We won't be the last. It's sort of the reaction since then has been not what we wanted on the pitch in terms of results, but we feel that with the side that we've got and the way that we've played for the majority of the season, we're confident that this little spell coming to an end very quickly.
You opened your Caledonian Thistle account against Hearts back in November. What a strike it was as well. Obviously it ended in a draw that day, but I suppose good memories for you of that goal.
Yeah, mixed bag that day really, scoring that goal, first one for the club, and then gave away the penalty right at the end for them to get their equaliser. But yeah, it doesn't really come into the thinking. Sort of this again, the old cliches of it's just another game. Every game in the league is competitive, and we just have to try and make sure that we're the team that turn up on the day and try and turn these 3 draws we've had against them into a positive win for us.
The supporters have certainly taken to you whenever you get the ball in that middle of the half. The scream of shoot goes up from the stands. Do you hear that yourself on the park?
Yeah, sometimes I've got to calm myself down, and otherwise I'll be shooting from 50 yards, and losing balls over the stands. So it's about picking the right times and stuff like that. I would have liked to probably add 1 or 2 more goals this season, sort of in and around Christmas. Striking the ball well and a couple of good saves from keepers and stuff like that. But there's more games to go, and there's more opportunities to get myself on the score sheet and try and provide the right platform and balance for the side to get the boys who have been causing so much trouble all season to get these boys back on the score sheet.
Thanks, Owain. Thanks for your time.
No problem.
Pleasure, mate. Thanks for that.